2016 Stanley Cup champion, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
We've been through a lot in the past few years.
There's been a lot of ups and downs.
We lost that first year in 08. You know, you never knew if you were going to get back there again.
It's part of life, part of the experience of learning.
Oh, big save by Fleury, and it is! That's it! And Lord Stanley scratched their names on your fabled cup.
You know, I just feel very fortunate, you know, end up in Pittsburgh. Time flew by so quick.
It's special to be with, you know, 4 other guys who have been able to stay in this place for a long time, and it doesn't really happen in professional sports.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions!
To be able to stay here and know that we've accomplished something, it makes it pretty special.
You know, you go through so many things, adversity and the years when you didn't win, and you know what that feels like. You kind of share those things together, so to be able to kind of share the rewards of winning together, that's something that you share forever.
It's great, man. It's exactly how I remembered it last time, so it's awesome. You guys are what make it so special to play here. It's a special town. Obviously, this group of guys, we knew we had to get it back here, so.
It's a kind of a whirlwind, honestly. Like, you know, you win the cup, and it's an amazing experience. And there's so many fun things that you get to do.
This will be something that we'll have forever. We will remember this year, our friends, our teammates, forever.
Cully's up here, 70, 71.
We're reaping the rewards right now, and my hope is that this fuels us to want to do it again.
Sully, your name's not on here.
I already saw it, Jim. That's correct.
After a summer of Stanley Cup memories, the Pittsburgh Penguins began the 2016-17 season pursuing an achievement that hasn't been accomplished in nearly 2 decades: back-to-back championships.
They always talk about the Stanley Cup hangover that you're going to have.
I don't think anyone was complacent. The minute we won, we knew we wanted to try to repeat. I think it's so hard to do that it was something we wanted to do.
You're always going to have teams come in your building and want to beat you. You're going to get every team's A game. Sully and the coaches did an awesome job of just kind of regrouping at the beginning of the year and kind of just starting with a fresh slate.
You ready? Here we go. You're getting 2 laps. It's an all-out sprint. Move your legs. Let's push the pace here.
They just have an insatiable appetite to win, and no matter what challenge our coaching staff puts in front of them, they just embrace the challenge.
That's it. Good job. That's how to push.
It was a group of players who were held together. This was a case of the 2017 team being almost identical to the 2016 team.
We were fortunate coming off our last Stanley Cup that we had a number of young players. It made it easier for us from a cap point of view to keep the team intact.
Before turning the page on an unforgettable season, the team had one last celebration in the Steel City. As the franchise's 4th championship banner rose to the ceiling of PPG Paints Arena, the club prepared to write the next chapter to 50 years of Penguins history. Adversity, something every NHL team faces. For Pittsburgh, it began immediately as the team was without starting goalie Matt Murray and captain Sidney Crosby on opening night.
I missed a few weeks with concussion there early in the season. Nobody wants to be hurt, but if you do have a few weeks off from playing, then that's maybe something that you can look at as helping you kind of overall.
Once he recovered, Crosby resumed his position among the NHL elite.
Malkin is a man wide open. Crosby shooting. He scores! Welcome back, Sid.
You could see that Sid was on a mission.
He was hungry. He was determined.
When he came back from that concussion, the hockey he displayed at that time is some of the best I've ever seen.
Having him as a guy in our locker room and the leader of this team, I think guys just kind of try and follow in his footsteps.
All this speculation of what's going to happen to Sid. He's run down, he's tired, another concussion. And then he misses 6 games and comes back and just goes on an epic tear, scoring goals.
Incredible shot by Crosby upstairs. Back to the puck and it goes in off the stick of Crosby. Everything he touches turns to gold.
Somebody call Sinatra. Sid is singing tonight.
Even with Crosby back in the fold, the grind of the NHL season began to take its toll.
Teams played us hard. Everybody wants to beat the champs. Every team we played brought their A game.
I think you go into a season like this coming off a cup win knowing that you're going to have some wear and tear injuries. There were probably quite a bit more than we would have expected.
It got to the point where it seemed like it was almost laughable, where if we got through a game without an injury, win or loss, we kind of considered it a good game.
Every time we got somebody back off the injury list, it seemed like somebody else would go down. Fortunately, we have enough depth within our organization that we were able to withstand some of the injuries and continue to find ways to win.
It's not easy to do, have guys step up and play larger roles or step in from the AHL and contribute. It kind of speaks to the culture that we have in this room, the character guys that we have in the room, starting from our captain all the way down.
We had that next man up mindset, and whoever stepped in for us got the job done.
When you think about our dressing room and some of the stature that some of our players have, it can be an intimidating locker room for a young player. I think Sid and our leadership group does a great job at helping those young players move by that fairly quickly.
One young player in particular felt right at home upon entering the Penguins locker room.
It was pretty cool.
Shot, score! Do you believe it?
I remember he came down the left wing and just kind of threw a shot. I think it was 5-hole.
He was trying to do simple and throw a puck on net and somehow found the back of the net.
First thing I thought, I was like, geez, that's his first shot, first goal. We all know who did that too.
Right before the game, Marc-Andre Fleury is like, if Jake scores in this game, let's all just sit down on the bench and not celebrate. And we couldn't believe that was his first shot and he scored. And I think everyone was just more shocked and excited, so everyone stood up and jumped up and celebrated.
And then followed up with, I think it was second goal. That's a pretty good start. That's usually a good sign.
Him playing as well as he did allows guys like Cooney and Sheary and different guys to kind of find different spots in the lineup to add to our depth as a team and make us even better.
With injuries and a rotating cast of players, head coach Mike Sullivan was tasked with keeping his team focused.
His results speak for themselves. He identifies the issues with the team and fixes them. He's very determined that we are going to win at all costs, and that rubs off on the players.
It makes me that much more hungry to want to continue to find ways to help this team grow and develop and continue to win championships.
As the Penguins marched on through the grind of the regular season, they continued to collect points and keep pace in an extremely competitive Metropolitan Division.
We're all winners. Every single guy in the locker room is pissed off after a game we lose. They want to come back the game after and, play better. You're not looking at someone else to play better. You're looking at yourself.
Gotta be ready to skate here, gang. Everybody's got to be ready to skate here. And the Penguins have won 5 in a row.
That's in the net. Evgeny Malkin has the hat trick.
Look at this place going crazy.
Flower kept us in the game.
Good job.
In February, Captain Sidney Crosby was on the cusp of a historic milestone.
Gensel to Crosby, back to Gensel. He shoots and scores. Jake Gensel. That is 9-9-9 for Crosby.
Nothing comes as a surprise for us, people that are around him all the time.
Captain Sidney Crosby looking for his 1,000th point.
It takes more than talent to reach that milestone. It takes a certain drive, a commitment to excellence.
Crosby battles for the possession of the puck. Sid's got it. Acuna's a shot. He scores! And there it is. Point number 1,000 for Sidney Crosby.
You built that friendship. It's nice to be able to do things and accomplish things together outside the Stanley Cups.
He's in that group of top 3 or 4 players of all time.
The things that he's overcome, the adversity he's gone through, the way he's come back after people doubted him, it's truly an honor to be able to, share the same jersey as a player like that.
You need motivation, and those things, I think, give you more energy. They give you a boost when you're able to be part of things like that. It's been a lot of fun hockey to play in, intense games, emotional games, and ones that mean a lot, and that's why you love to play.
Later that month, Crosby and the Penguins enjoyed another memorable night, the 2017 NHL Stadium Series.
Tonight, from downtown Pittsburgh, PA, the National Hockey League presents the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers.
To me, it's what hockey's all about. I think we all grew up playing on the outdoor rink underneath the stars. To be able to be a part of that event this year for the first time in my career was awesome.
Ellison Quanticky has scored. He beats Neufer.
I was so excited going into it, Going through it, it was even better than I expected. I was just like a kid out there. I don't think I've ever had more fun playing hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Flyers, and Matt Cullen gets the game-winning goal.
Obviously, when you get the win, it makes it that much more special.
As the end of the regular season approached, the NHL trade deadline weighed heavily within the Penguins locker room. Veteran defensemen Ron Hainsey and Mark Streit were acquired to bolster Pittsburgh's depleted blue line. But the most important move was the one that wasn't made.
There was so much talk and speculation about what might happen, and it's tense for everybody.
The way that people assumed that Marc-Andre Fleury was going to be moved at the deadline, just didn't know what our team was made of.
I can't imagine what he was going through mentally. I know just being his teammate and being a friend, that's not easy.
The Pittsburgh Penguins in goal here tonight will have Marc-Andre Fleury.
It was tough on Mark, but he's always thrived when he's been hit with challenges.
He did an amazing job of just staying focused and being a team guy.
I think that they're going to need Marc-Andre Fleury somewhere down the stretch here, and I think the locker room is healthier that Fleury was still here after 3 o'clock.
He was a great mentor to me. He's a very special person in my life. He's one of the best, most genuine people you're ever going to meet. He welcomed me with open arms ever since I came to Pittsburgh. Even when I was in Wilkes-Barre, he texted me after my first season to congratulate me. Something I still remember to this day.
The roster was set, and Mike Sullivan needed every healthy player in his dressing room as the injuries continued to mount. He juggled his lines, discovering a combination that put the league on notice.
We put that line together down the stretch out of necessity based on the injuries that we had. We had to move guys around in order to put combinations together that we thought could help this team win games on a night-to-night basis.
Centers it for Gensel, he scores! Beautiful play by Sheary to Gensel.
They seem to have instant chemistry.
Crosby drops it off to Sheary, to Gensel, to Crosby, back to Sheary, he scores! What a play! Tic-tac-toe!
They were unbelievable. They created so much offense from our team and so much energy that guys down the bench just kind of fed off that.
Sid and the kids on the same page, game in and game out, fun to watch.
They helped us win a fair amount of games in the last probably 15, 20 games of the season that put us in a pretty good position for the playoffs.
As the Penguins looked ahead to their first-round matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets, they were dealt a crushing blow. Star defenseman Chris Letang was sidelined for the remainder of the season. Despite the loss of Letang, the Pittsburgh Penguins entered the playoffs looking to do what they had done all season long: just play. The Columbus Blue Jackets entered the playoffs with the NHL's fourth best record, finishing just 3 points behind Pittsburgh in the league's best division.
First of all, to get out of the Metropolitan Division with that division format and knowing that you're going to have to face Columbus, Washington, we thought that was going to be a long series.
Familiarity between the division rivals had not only bred contempt, but an intensified disdain that had escalated with each passing season.
They were a tough team. They were a big physical team. They were just trying to grind us down.
They tried to come out and intimidate us. I feel like they tried to, and we didn't really back down.
The coaches did a good job of letting us use that to our advantage. We're not really a hard-hitting team. We're a fast, skilled team, so we just focus on having them make mistakes and trying to capitalize on their over-aggressiveness.
Behind the Columbus bench stood familiarity of a different sort. Head coach John Tortorella worked closely with Mike Sullivan in Tampa Bay, New York, and Vancouver.
He's one of my very best friends. I've learned so much from him over the years when we've worked together. When we coach against one another now, it's bittersweet in a lot of ways. We're both fierce competitors and want to win and want to beat one another.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The plan is for one team to grab lightning in a bottle. You got to grab it, you got to hang on to it for 2 months, and that's how you win a Stanley Cup.
Certainly a big surprise. Matt Murray took the warm-up for the Penguins, left early. He will not play tonight, and Marc-Andre Fleury is going to climb between the pipe.
Having him step in was so big. I'll never forget talking to him after warm-ups. I just said to him, it's funny how it works, things happen for a reason.
I was a little nervous, a little butterflies from not playing in a while, and I was having a lot of fun too.
Such a good team player to fit in with Murray, and those guys split the duties. And of course, we needed both of them to win this cup.
The past becomes the present, and the series is underway.
Hammer him every time. And that's a good glove save by Fleury. Shot by Werenski. Big save by Fleury. Took the angle away. Already a great pace to this hockey game.
Goes to Malkin. He passes over to Kessel. Now to Rust. He shoots and scores. Brian Rust. The Penguins take the 1-0 lead.
Hey, stay hit, stay hit.
Come above, come across. No icing, no icing. Back over now to Kessel. Holds, shoots, he scores! Kessel!
Fleury turned away 31 shots, leading the Penguins to a Game 1 victory.
Great job, Flower. Awesome stuff.
Fleury continued to shine in Game 2.
Seth Jones' shot. Fleury makes the save.
As the captain and his line mates elevated their game to the next level.
And on the puck goes Connor Sheary. Bobrovsky playing it. Sheary trying to take it away. He does. Centers Crosby. Scores! Crosby a 2-on-1 with Gensel. Here's Gensel shooting. He scores!
Cross the line for Dubinsky. Atkinson the tip. A second shot. And a pad save by Fleury.
Look out. The shot. Fleury makes the save. Holy smokes. Chances both ways.
Some of the saves he was making and some of those games we were getting no play, no chance. He just found a way to hold us in there and let us regroup a little bit.
Who would have ever thought that Marc-Andre Fleury jumps in and he looks like the Fleury we saw in 2009 that made one huge save after another.
And the Penguins will take a 4-1 win and a 2-0 lead in the series to the locker room.
Kind of like a moment for him to go, okay, I got my net back, and I don't want to give it back right now.
Pittsburgh headed to Columbus with an opportunity to put a stranglehold on the series. A win in Game 3 would all but put the series out of reach for the Blue Jackets.
We're underway, and the Jackets take that puck, drive it into the Penguins' end. Dubinsky left side, shot on Fleury, save by rebound, score, right up the bat.
The Blue Jackets stormed out of the gate to take a commanding 3-1 lead.
The Penguins, I think they've been overwhelmed by the start by the Blue Jackets, but good teams find a way to hang in.
You know, we bent, but we never broke.
By the end of the second period, the Penguins had reestablished their game.
Did it go in? Yes, it did. The Penguins have tied this game.
The stage was set for a dramatic finish. And for the Penguins' most pleasant surprise, to step into the national spotlight.
To me, it wasn't a surprise because I had watched him play all year. He's got hockey sense. We all talk about that. He's got great natural ability. He's tough as nails. He's got the courage of a lion, and he can score.
Kessel with a pad, shoots it, missing the net. Gensel gets it, shoots it in. Gensel off the backboards, gets the goal, and the Penguins have taken the lead, 4-3.
Jake Gensel's second goal of the night put Pittsburgh ahead, but Columbus answered back, forcing overtime. In sudden death, the NHL's hottest line continued to dominate.
They had been one of the more dominant lines in the National Hockey League throughout the final couple weeks of the regular season. They were called Sid and the Kids by some people, with Gensel and Sheary alongside Crosby.
The pace of this game is so high right now.
Next goal wins. Shooting right up, rebound. Oh, what a stop!
Off the mask of Fleury, man.
We don't mind it going end to end, do we?
Nope.
Plays it to the near side corner. Crosby arrives.
Jake was firing on all cylinders there. Everything he touched was going to the net.
Looking for Sheary. Instead, he goes to the left of the net.
Sid going behind the net and doing what he's doing, and everyone kind of just kept puck watching, so you're just trying to find that area.
He's pretty good at anticipating and going to the right places.
Goes to the right against the board. In front to Gensel. Scores! Gensel wins it for the Penguins.
To see that go in, and I think it's something we dream about, because you just scored a goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs in overtime.
Gensel completes the hat trick, and that was the put away. You knew the series was over right there.
And ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building.
That was a 5-game series on paper, but it felt like it went 6 or 7, especially with how physical it was, how demanding it was for the Penguins.
Columbus won Game 4, but the victory only prolonged the inevitable, as the defending Stanley Cup champions eliminated the Blue Jackets in 5 games, confirming a second-round tilt that the entire hockey world had been waiting for. For the second consecutive season, the Penguins and Washington Capitals renewed a playoff rivalry that has been dominated by Pittsburgh. In each of the Penguins' 4 Stanley Cup victories, the path has run through the nation's capital.
Well, that was the series I think everyone expected was going to happen. Those two were going to have to face each other for one to get to the Stanley Cup final. They were the team that came into this year having won the President's Trophy, having won home ice.
This was the year that Washington was supposed to win the Stanley Cup.
Brian McClellan, their general manager, came out and said when he traded for Kevin Shattenkirk, this is the team that has to do it. So the pressure was there.
They're the team that's kind of the favorite going into the whole deal. They want to make up for what happened the prior year.
Whoever won that series was probably going to go a long way.
Let's get excited about this opportunity. We got to go out and earn it. Let's trust our instincts and let's trust each other. We'll get the job done.
Get ready, get set, and turn up the volume. Round 2, Game 1, Pens and the Caps. It all begins here tonight.
Skate! Here comes Gensel. He's got Crosby. Score!
Yes! Crosby again shooting the puck, and he scores again! Crosby makes it 2-0 Pittsburgh.
Everyone's involved right away. The big stars are on the board.
It's great theater anytime Sid and Ovi get together.
Alex Ovechkin blowing Fleury away! Woo! Here's a pass to Bonino walking down the alley. Hey! Shoots and scores! Nick Bonino beats Ovi like a rented mule. And Game 1 goes to the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Boy, Philly.
I know we're going to get better. We're only going to get better. It's Game 1. We reset and we go after the next one. Good job.
The defending Stanley Cup champions are off to a great start in round 2. They've stolen home advantage. The Capitals promise a different story tonight.
Caps the other way, left side Schmidt in front for Kuznetsov, and a save made by Fleury. A grade A chance right off the hop here for Washington. Johansson are shot, and a good save by Fleury there.
Marc-Andre Fleury at the moment looks on fire, which could be trouble for Washington.
The Capitals had the puck a lot, and they shot the puck a lot. And Marc-Andre Fleury just stole the show.
The Capitals just running them over. They can't find a way to score, though.
Marc-Andre Fleury has stopped 98 of the last 102 shots he has faced.
And there's another one, turned away by Fleury. The crowd roaring now, hoping something will happen. Well, I'll tell you what happens. Marc-Andre Fleury.
Flower was unbelievable. Early, they were coming pretty hard at us, and we just found a way to hang in there and found a way to win.
Collins short-handed, he scores! Matt Cullen!
Phil Kessel snaps it by Holtby, and the Penguins take a 2-1 lead.
Scores! Jake Gensel! And look out, it is right in.
And the Penguins have sent Elvis right out of this building.
As the series shifted to Pittsburgh, the Penguins suffered a pair of significant losses. One on the scoreboard.
Shattenkirk, he waits, throws it to the net, he scores! Shattenkirk scores, and the Capitals have won in overtime.
And one in the dressing room.
Sid's hurt. Oh, boy.
Sid is down.
Oh, Mikey, this is rotten.
Just kind of a weird play going to the net. I think I kind of got tripped up and colliding with Niskanen there a little bit. The last thing I wanted to hear in the playoffs is, concussion.
That's the obvious one. Any update on Sid's status?
Sid's been diagnosed with a concussion, and he will be out for tomorrow's game. And we will evaluate him day to day from there.
If he expects there to be any retribution for his hit on Crosby, his answer, it's possible. Hockey players are emotional guys.
Marc-Andre Fleury wearing that flashy mask of his that has a number of names on the back. The other day it included Matt Niskanen, but now Matt's not kept his dues paid up, so he is off the list.
Yeah, he crossed off Matt Niskanen's name on the helmet. That shows you how competitive he is.
I don't know if it meant anything really, but it was just standing up for my teammates and all a bit.
That's Flower right there. That says it all.
It was just a piece of tape, so I got to take it off after, and there's no hard feeling.
Well, when a player like Sid goes down, that's a tough blow for any team. But this group has such great leadership. In a lot of ways, it galvanized the group because they wanted to rally around it.
It's Hornquist in! Score!
You can hop in the Cordova, baby. We're going bowling.
It's the next man up mentality.
Let's go, baby. Need one here. Hey, need one.
I think we hurt him the most when we were able to win without Sid.
Popped away from Genson, they score!
Really bad luck for Dmitry Orlov. Now some room for Kuznetsov. A shot, he scores! Capitals on the left side. They shoot and score from the left side. They have tied this game now at 2.
Hey, need a big shift on you, right? You gotta change the side for him. Let's go.
Malkin again, as Kessel gets the shot. Score!
Hammer time.
What a rip, baby. Great job.
Whoa, what a hard hit on TJ Oshie.
Yeah, baby.
That stood him up in his tracks.
What a hockey game. The Penguins hold up the Washington Capitals to win Game 4 and now have a 3-game-to-1 lead in this best-of-7 series.
Only a win away from eliminating Washington for a second straight season, the Penguins welcomed back their captain for Game 5.
We were hopeful that he was going to be able to rebound quickly, and fortunately for us, he was able to overcome that injury in a timely fashion that gave us an opportunity to get him back in the lineup.
But Crosby's presence alone was not enough to intimidate the determined Capitals.
They're a great hockey team. There's always a resiliency, there's a response ability with great hockey teams. They're not just going to roll over because we have 3 wins and say, okay, here's a 4th, we'll pack up our stuff and go home.
Washington, with authority in Game 6, has forced a Game 7 with a 5-2 victory.
We didn't expect a 5-game series against them. We know how good they are and how hard they play against us.
When the series was all tied up, we just kind of had to hit the reset button, just put everything in the past and kind of just learn from it and just look towards the future.
Here it is, right in front of us, a Game 7.
The Washington Capitals looking to exorcise their demons of playoffs past.
It was going to be a tough game, Game 7, anything can happen. I just felt like going in there, we were pretty calm. We knew we just had to go out there and win a game on the road.
Capitals want to start quickly and hard on Pittsburgh.
On the turning stick of Ovechkin, and he is sent down by Dumoulin.
The Penguins have it. Crosby to Getzel, walks in, feed it in front, shot, score, and Fred Rust in front. Yeah!
Rusty comes through and scores a big goal.
The crowd getting anxious for a goal for the guys in red.
Flower had an unbelievable game.
Tremendous save again by Marc-Andre Fleury.
He made some real big saves in that game. It was his time to lead the team.
I think Fleury got us through those first 2 rounds. If he didn't play at the level he did, who knows where we'd be right now.
A 2-goal lead would be huge.
Hornquist backhand, score! Patrick Hornquist off a turnover, and it's 2-0.
When the stakes are the highest, we seem to rise up and play our best hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins have defeated the Washington Capitals.
The excitement of jumping over the boards, knowing that we've just beaten probably the best team in the league.
And waiting in the wings up there in Canada, the Ottawa Senators.
We're halfway there now. We're halfway there on the other side of the mountain. Now we go to our next challenge. It's a hell of a job. Great job, everybody.
Once we beat Washington, I think everyone just had to put it behind them and then reset and refocus.
Ottawa was the Cinderella story at the time when we played them.
We went in with a positive mindset where we were going to take over the series with home ice advantage.
let's make sure we're ready to compete right from the drop of the puck, okay? We have to be ready to compete, all right? Let's get it done here. Come on.
We're going with the Flower, Ole, Schultze, Rusty, Gansey, Crosby.
Sit back and enjoy game number 1.
They were a unique challenge because of their defensive system.
Making sure that we had to have some patience to our game.
Well, the shot stopped by Anderson. The rebound. Anderson can't get to it. Wilson with a chance denied. Craig Anderson comes up big.
They were going to have numbers back all the time, you know, lull us into making mistakes with the puck and beat us with a counterattack game.
Mark Mathart will clear it all the way back in. Heading to it is Brian Dumoulin, leaving it there for Bobby Ryan. Out in front, they score! Sean Gabriel Pacho, who's been red hot in the playoffs, keeps it going. Ottawa off and running.
Ottawa's suffocating defense stymied Pittsburgh's offense for most of Game 1.
Boys, keep hitting.
But the Pens finally broke through in the waning moments of the third.
Evgeny Malkin redirected it, and the Penguins have tied this hockey game. Oh, make me a milkshake, Malkin. Evgeny Malkin ties the game.
In overtime, a turnover along the wall was all the opportunistic Senators needed.
Here he comes. Ryan's in. He scores! Bobby Ryan wins it in overtime.
How about this, Johnny? The first odd man situation in this entire game.
You know, going into overtime, it can go either way. And, you know, unfortunately, we weren't able to get the next one. But we did some good things, and, you know, we'll try to draw on that experience.
Trailing in a series for the first time during the playoffs, Marc-Andre Fleury held strong.
Oh, yeah, good save.
As the Penguins' offense attempted to solve Craig Anderson.
And Anderson comes up big.
Two real good goalies who were really hitting their stride. We knew that there weren't going to be a whole lot of goals in that series at all.
Stopped by Anderson. Fleury a dandy. Heck of a play by Fleury.
Frustration mounted for the Pens forwards, especially Phil Kessel.
We want him to be engaged and emotional. That's when he's playing at his best.
He's got a lot more competitive fire in him than I think people gave him credit for.
Kessel with a shot blocked, the rebound, scores! Phil Kessel breaks the ice.
It was good to see it. I mean, we all love it, and obviously we kind of get a kick out of it because we know him so well, but you know, he came up big for us there.
Kessel's goal was all Pittsburgh needed to even the series.
Game 2 to Pittsburgh.
Back at home, Ottawa peppered Marc-Andre Fleury.
Hoffman scores! JC skate!
Go, 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 go! The back shot, stop, rebound, score!
There's Smith, good hustle. He scores!
You got to wonder if they're going to call a timeout on the Pittsburgh side of things to slow down this Ottawa steamroller that's just pile driving the Pittsburgh Penguins in front of Marc-Andre Fleury.
After 4 Senators' goals in the first, Coach Sullivan had seen enough and made a change in net.
I wanted to be ready if my name was called, and if not, then be ready to support my teammates.
A now healthy Matt Murray settled the Pens, but couldn't salvage Game 3. In Game 4, he made his first start of the playoffs.
It's probably been the most difficult coaching decision I've ever had to make. You know, it's a unique circumstance because most teams don't have 2 bona fide #1 Stanley Cup winning goaltenders.
This feels like a truly defining night for Ottawa and Pittsburgh. The Penguins go back to 23-year-old Matt Murray. Momentum changer or desperation?
2-1 run in front, save Murray. Backhanded run in front, stop by Murray. Rebound on a sprawling play.
Well, Muzz has a calm demeanor to his game. And when you play teams like Ottawa, where they're just trying to crash the net and bang rebound goals in, his rebound control is extremely well. He has the ability to swallow pucks and deny that second opportunity that might present itself.
You kind of just got to turn the page, and I thought the guys did a good job of just realizing whoever's in net is just going to give us just as good of a chance to win, so let's just focus on our hockey game.
And then the slumbering Pittsburgh offense woke up.
Moving back up with Mata. It's a 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Mata escapes and through one. He scores! Ole Mata with his first Stanley Cup playoff goal.
The more you played them, the more you just had to understand the way they played. It's just a different way of playing.
Kessel skates one stride, shoots the puck, and it got in. It got behind Anderson.
Mayor's a horse, and you know that if you score 2 or 3 goals, that he's not going to let in more than 2 on any given night.
Diving play misfires, though, and a one-timer is off the outside of the net. It's chaos. It's thrown back onto Carlson. Save made by Murray. Carlson a shot, and that one turned to the corner. It's going to go to Pittsburgh. Tied!
Great job, baby.
You know, some points you felt like you had the puck all the time, but you weren't getting a lot done, and I think just kind of going through that and making sure that you stayed patient took a few games, but we eventually got a little more comfortable playing that way.
Here's Rust, back for Mata, score!
Nice job, boys! Nice shot, Ole!
Daly a shot, score!
And I believe Sidney Crosby knocks this puck and redirects it past Craig Anderson.
Good tip by Sid.
Stick to what we're supposed to do. Don't reinvent.
And the Penguins keep the pressure on again. To the slot, it's Rowney. Save Anderson. Another try. Score!
Eddie, they need a timeout, and they might need a goalie change. This is role reversal from game number 3 in Ottawa.
Okay, this is a template for how we want to play going forward. Kind of being able to feel that and see that was definitely beneficial.
It's the playoffs. You don't want to give them any momentum. You don't want to give them anything to build on. You know, keep them down while you have them down.
But Ottawa did not go quietly. Craig Anderson responded in goal.
Off the kneeling Anderson, another shot is stopped.
Big time stop again from Craig Anderson.
And the pesky Senators forced Game 7.
Turris dropped it across, shot, score! Ryan!
Let's dictate the pace out there. Let's have some swagger. Let's embrace this thing. Let's have fun with it, and let's take it home. Come on, boys.
Game 7s are a different animal. It's a do or die. It's win or go home. It's a lot of pressure.
Each Penguins goal was met with a response from the Senators, and the teams were deadlocked at the end of regulation.
Back for Kunitz, he scores! Here's Carlson feeding through and Stone, he scores!
There's a lot of tension in the building. The fans were getting nervous.
It's going to take overtime in Game 7.
In overtime, we had a ton of chances and still hadn't scored.
Got it on to Kessel. Layback, Malkin ducked the shot.
He's the one that kicks the puck out of harm's way.
Layback ahead and Kessel moving in. Kessel missed a shot just wide of the long side.
Entering double overtime, the anxiety that any bounce of the puck could decide the fate of the series was palpable.
We know what's at stake there, and we're just right a breath away from getting where we want to be.
All of the great plays, all of the hit posts, all of the brilliant net poppers, none of it means a thing. Only the next one. Now it's Sheary. That one came off Stallberg. It's Schultz working it back in deep. Fresh from the bench, it's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz, a shot. Score! Penguins win it! And they go to the final!
But as soon as I turned up, Cooney was standing there in the middle of the ice, and
their guys kind of clapped a little, maybe too far towards the net.
He was ready to shoot it, so I just tried to lay it for him.
Puck came a little fluttering off my stick, but I think you'll take that luck in double overtime anytime you can put a puck on net.
And the Penguins are going on to play the Nashville Predators, and you know what? You can spit shine your shoes, baby. The Penguins are going to go dancing with Lord Stanley once again.
I knew we deserved to win that game. It just took a lot longer than we wanted it to.
To win at home, double overtime, pretty tense moments there, but it's just great to see him get that one.
You know, it's obviously a team sport, and we all do our part at some point, and it was just my time to help our team win a game.
Man, this was an epic Game 7, Doc. Pittsburgh Penguins looking to go back-to-back.
Pittsburgh met an unlikely foe in the final, the Nashville Predators, who entered the postseason as the tournament's lowest seed. Nashville swept the Central Division champions.
The Predators have swept the Chicago Blackhawks.
In the second round, they upended the rival St. Louis Blues in 6 games.
The Nashville Predators are headed to the conference final.
And advanced to the first conference final in franchise history, where they dispatched the Pacific Division champion Anaheim Ducks.
Trying to walk through, bounces down, yard throw, gets it across, scores! Sissons! What a goal! It is a hat trick for Colton Sissons, and the Nashville Predators are Western Conference champions.
Unlike the Predators, the Penguins entered the final with experience, having reached the championship series 4 times in the past decade. In a league that hasn't had a repeat champion in nearly 2 decades, the Penguins were confident entering the Stanley Cup final.
After we won the Eastern Conference Final, my wife was like, "Oh, how crazy is it that you're back here again?" And I'm like, well, it's not really that crazy. Like, it was a lot of hard work, and we had all the confidence in the world that we could get back and put ourselves in a situation like that.
I think last year we were energetic. A lot of us, it was our first time there. We were excited. We were taking it all in. And I think this year we were just businesslike. We were ready to go.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh tonight. The National Hockey League presents the Stanley Cup Final, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators.
Here we go, Sid. Fishy. Let's go here. Stop for me, okay? I'll bring it.
We knew they were going to come out hard, and the main things, we just didn't want to get outworked by those guys at that time. And it's more will, not skill.
An outstanding start for the Nashville Predators. They've really dictated the terms. They've had the territorial play.
We didn't bring our best in the first 10 minutes. They were able to get that goal.
Hainsey peels off, but his pass is blocked and taken on by Forsberg. Back to Subban, moving in and shooting one. He scores! Nashville strikes first.
As the Predators celebrated, the Penguins coaching staff questioned the validity of the goal.
Give me a decision. Yes
We're going to challenge the offside.
You're challenging that the play was offside.
Yep.
Okay.
We felt as though it was offside.
Does it matter if he has control or no?
What's that?
Does it matter if he has control? I just asking him if it matters if he has control or not.
Yeah, we're talking about that. That's the rule, possession and control, right? So, but they got to determine that. That's what they're going that for. Yeah. Does he have control of this puck? Before that right skate leaves the ice, does it enter the zone?
It was certainly close enough for sure to make the challenge, and ultimately the referees agreed with what we saw.
After video review, it was determined that the play was offside, therefore no goal.
I think you're down 1-0 and it gets overturned, and just like that it was back to 0-0, and we got some momentum from that.
There might be 2 penalties here, Doc.
The momentum intensified for Pittsburgh after a pair of undisciplined Nashville penalties provided the Penguins with a 2-man advantage.
Hands on to Malkin, fires, scores!
And the Penguins get the opening goal. Start Brian the Jumbo Homer. Extra crispy lead.
Right back outside of the net, scores! Sherry!
An incredible pass by Chris Kunitz.
Hey, we need the next goal! We need the next goal!
Benino one-hands it in front, guided away, but in!
And the Penguins put up a 3 spot.
A lack of discipline cost the Predators, and that's it for 1.
The Predators stabilized their attack and made the most of their opportunities.
Ellison drive.
A pair of power play goals cut the lead to 1, and center Frederick Gaudreau evened the score.
And the Penguins are reeling.
You give that lead up, and you know you can't give this game up because it would be a huge momentum swing and a big boost to their team.
They stormed back. We didn't get a shot.
While Nashville scored 3 unanswered goals, the defending champs were held without a shot for an unbelievable 37 minutes.
It has been all Nashville.
I think we got a little comfortable with our lead. We took the foot off the gas a little bit.
I'd love to see somebody shoot the thing once. We got 8 shots on goal. Did somebody shoot it?
We had some good zone time and good offensive, but we just weren't able to get the puck to the net. And, you know, they were defending hard throughout that whole game, and I think for us, we just wanted to stay with it.
When the Penguins finally did get a shot on Rene, they made it count.
Carried in now by Gensel, he scores!
Perfectly placed from Jake Gensel.
I kind of just came on the ice and I was coming through the middle of speed, and
Like how he gave her a little touch pass to me and coming down the side, just trying to use a D-man as a screen and and somehow I beat Rene glove high. But yeah, I'll take it.
Now Rene comes to the bench for an extra attacker. Net empty. Bonino able to step free. Lobbed one along. Scores! And that's it.
I think that first game was just about big plays at big times, and not necessarily, our best overall game, but we got it done when we needed to.
Game one belongs to the Penguins.
There was a lot of games we stole over the course of the playoffs and the regular season, and that one was probably one of them.
I think we all know that we won a game, but we weren't at our best, and it's going to take a lot more. It's going to take a lot more for us to win the Stanley Cup. So we know that we've got to be much more competitive if we're going to get the result we're looking for here. And so everybody's got to take a hard look in the mirror and say, how are we going to respond the right way here? And then we'll go back at it for game two. All right? Good job.
This is Pittsburgh, scene of game number 2. This crowd will be electrified tonight.
Lots of talk. Here we go, boys. Come on, Big Murray. Go here, boys. Hey, 2, and up! Here we go, boys. Come on!
Boy, big hit from behind there.
Like game one, they came at us hard, and they were shooting from everywhere, I remember, and going to the net real hard, and had a couple collisions in the crease. They were a hungry team, and you can tell.
Come on. Get some help.
The Penguins' effort to thwart Nashville's relentless pressure came at a cost.
Go get that puck. Get back.
Got it over for Neal. Set up for Subban, and a shot is blocked by Bonino. He's shaken up on the play, limping around.
Blocked a shot from Subban. Got up, tried to block another one. He luckily didn't shoot. Happened again, they blew the whistle, and I tried to get off, and it just kind of gave out.
With Bonino in the locker room, the Penguins' defense finally broke down.
Auberg tries to get by right around in front. Score! What a play! Auberg, and it's 1-0 Nashville.
Let's go here, boys. Get it back.
With Nashville carrying the play, Pittsburgh needed a response.
Throw it to the net. Stop made. Rebound, score! And Demko on the rebound. He tapped it in with a backhander. And the Penguins have tied this game at 1.
And that will do it for the first period. You have noticed something, and that concerns Nick Bonino.
Came on, he tried it, he looked at Mike Sullivan and Rick Talk, and he said, I'm good to go.
Got the skate back on after the x-ray, knew it was broken, but figured, gotta try it. Played the rest of that game, the adrenaline helped.
Go! Hey, we don't stop, Black! We don't slow down, let's go!
With one man stepping up to play through pain, the man between the pipes defended valiantly as he held off a fierce Predators attack.
Shoots one, and a great save there made.
Oh, nice Murr.
That's one of those huge momentum things, I think. He's obviously feeling this game, and he's at the top of it, and he did a good job of really making those big saves.
Drive by Yossi, and a save made by Murray.
This guy's on it tonight.
I thought defensively we played really well in game two. We got a lot of block shots, a lot of big defensive plays.
And a shot is grabbed and held by Murray.
Matt Murray, I mean, he's an unbelievable goaltender. It's the confidence that the group can play in front of him when you have those goalies in the net.
And that will do it for 2. Matt Murray locks it down in the second.
Just stay with it. All we got to do is elevate our intensity here. We got to get our noses over pucks. Let's be the hungrier team. Let's be more competitive. All right? Let's push each other to be the most competitive group out there. All right? Let's get it done. Come on. Watch out!
Pittsburgh wasted no time changing the momentum to begin the third.
Rush to the shot save. A rebound, score! And Gensel again on the rebound, and Jake Gensel gives Pittsburgh the lead.
I think that with a couple of those goals, the big guys realize that they're gonna, be able to score in this series.
Kessel fed one in front. Score! Ricocheted off of Predator.
And the Penguins will take a 3-1 lead. That one came out of nowhere.
The top guys knowing that they're going to be able to score was a huge boost for all of us.
Now we got to get to a puck.
Malkin in a 2-on-1 with Kessel. Malkin a shot. He scores!
It was nice. We were kind of getting back to Penguins hockey.
I think for us, it kind of just shows that we're in their head a little bit. We got to just keep pushing.
I think we got timely goals when we had to get them, and that's why you have to win.
It's a good shot. Go, 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 go!
When it was all said and done, 3 goals passed by Pekka Rinne in 3 minutes and 18 seconds, sending the Preds netminder to the bench and sealing Game 2 for the home team.
That's it. 2 games to none. With an exclamation point on the night.
That third period, it might have been our best of the series so far. We haven't accomplished anything yet, right? It's just one more win. We got to reset the mindset, go right back at it. All right? Great job.
That's where you got to find a way, but Muzz, huge saves all over the ice.
Big 2 for us, huh?
Throughout this playoffs, we watched the other games, and you can see that that building was pretty electric. And they had a special thing going in Nashville. They did.
You know, everyone was talking about that throughout the playoffs that Nashville's rink was the loudest.
For the first time in history, welcome to a Stanley Cup final game from Music City, USA.
You know, even in warm-ups, usually there's just no one really in the stands, and they had everyone in there cheering, and it was crazy.
Yeah, the fans were ready.
I think so.
We have begun the first Stanley Cup game in the state of Tennessee.
Pittsburgh quickly quieted the Predators' faithful with another goal from their rookie star.
That shot stopped, but the rebound put home by Jake Gensel. The Penguins tally first. Gensel again.
Back by the friendly confines, the Preds' offense finally came alive in the second period.
The shot by Yossi to score. Roman Yossi, and the Predators tied up with the power play. Here's Gaudreau. His shot, he scores. The Predators take the lead at 2-1. It's tipped by Arvidsson to Neal. He scores. James Neal scores.
Step by and a chance now for Smith, who's roaring on in.
This group is about to pop off.
You know, that's a team that seems to raise their level at home. You know, they feed off of that energy, and they're tough to play against. You know, you got a goalie that plays really well at home.
Save, rebound. Oh, another save. And it is Bedlam here.
Boy, you talk about big-time saves. Remember that sequence.
Well, we knew the crowd's going to be nuts, and we knew they play good D at home. They don't give up much, and it was one of those nights where we didn't really bring it, and that's where they won it.
After testing his leg in Game 4 warm-ups, Nick Bonino was scratched for the second night in a row.
It's not fun watching them go out and you're not there, so it's the worst.
Without Bonino, Pittsburgh returned to a hostile environment.
We have a bubbling cauldron here after 3 games, and this is Game 4.
Come on, boys, let's go! Woo!
We had to adapt to their building a little bit. Their crowd was into it. We had to play a little bit more simple. We had to play a little bit harder.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up!
Cross again for a shot saver. Rebound score! Yarn Croak has gotten the first goal.
They were a hungry team.
Sidney Crosby tied the score with an incredible individual effort.
Here's a chance for Crosby. In alone. He scored!
But his goal was the only blemish on an otherwise perfect evening for Pekka Rinne and the Preds.
Crosby emerges. Gensel is stoned on the play. Now to Kessel. Looks ahead and he's got it on the Kunitz all along. Save made by Rinne. Another important stop. A diving play. And it's Arvidsson. Score!
We lost that game, but we stepped it up a little bit. We won some battles, and we just seemed hungry.
Move it, move it!
Fires and a save made by Rinne.
Go Real, go Real!
Home across. And again it's cleared.
Once you lose that one, you know it's a best of 3 series going forward.
2-2, so we felt, you know, we're not going to lose 3 in a row.
Pittsburgh, a city defined by hard work and resiliency. Qualities reflected by their hockey team. No matter how dire the circumstance, the unflappable Penguins respond.
It just felt like every time we had a tough game we lost, we just found a way to answer back.
Come on, boy, come on, come on. Hang on to it.
Okay, gang, I think we have to have a relentless mindset, okay? Let's just stay with it, shift after shift. That's the mindset. Next shift attitude, okay? And it's all about attitude. Let's get it done here. Come on.
I think our confidence was shaken a little bit after those 2 games in Nashville. And I think we all came into that game with sort of a Game 7 mindset.
Knew that we had to play better and give ourselves a chance to win.
Leading by example, the captain took an aggressive approach to start the game.
Sid just came out first shift, just established the level of play that we were going to play at.
Coming out like that just kind of puts you in the zone, and just the effort he puts in every battle.
Crosby's initial effort brought a power play opportunity for the Penguins, a power play which had struggled since Game 1 to score.
Hit the post with the shot! Power play to the Penguins.
So the PP was struggling there a little bit, and but we knew that they were going to score eventually.
Go, 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 Rusty!
We started off the series not great on the power play. Game 4, thought we had a few good power plays, but we didn't score.
Different pace from the Penguins here to start Game 5.
Shoot that.
Back to Crosby. To Schultz. Shooting, scoring! The Penguins take the lead, 1-0. Getting a fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
Finding a way to score the first goal in Game 5 for Schultz, but I think it really set our team off.
Play fast! You got to expect the pinches, boys. Go! Go!
Go at him, go at him.
Got a battle!
Backhander. Hey! Newton scores. Brian Rust and the Penguins take a 2-0 lead. And Rene just lost his liquor license.
Pittsburgh was rejuvenated, rediscovering any confidence they had lost in Nashville. Here at home, the Penguins would not be intimidated.
Players are down behind.
That's what you call Doc giving them the business.
He's the heartbeat of this team. When him and Gene are going, we're tough to defend.
Forward!
Here's Malkin shooting and scoring from the left wing circle. And the Penguins have a 3-0 lead. Oh, how much fried chicken can you eat?
And the period comes to a close. This one not over. Things will cool down in the intermission.
Searching for answers and a change in momentum, the Predators pulled Pekka Rinne.
New goalie here, boys. New goalie. Let's test them.
When you see him sitting on the bench, I think you kind of feel like you have the other team on their heels.
Undeterred, the Penguins continued their offensive assault.
Crosby motors to the front. The opportunity for Sherry. They score!
Free!
Mata across. Kessel a shot. He scores!
And it's utter domination by the Penguins.
Call it!
Ahead comes Hainsey, and then Kessel, and then Malkin, and Hainsey scores!
And Ron Hainsey's the guy that starts the play and finishes the play.
And that'll do it for 2.
Good day, Ronnie! Woo! You're feeling it!
Even with a 6-goal cushion, Matt Murray remained focused, turning aside every shot he faced.
This is thrown across a net, and a tremendous stop by Murray.
Attaboy, Murray, great job, buddy! What a save by Murray.
It's nice to get the shutout, but at the end of the day, the shutout itself doesn't matter. It's just about getting the win.
We raised our level to a different level, and we played our best game again when we felt like our backs were against the wall and we needed that one.
That'll do it. 6-0.
Total domination. Predators got to regroup and get ready for a game Sunday night in Smashville.
For Coach Sullivan, keeping a team on the precipice of history, focus on attention to detail was paramount.
You guys gonna play today? I love Horny's energy, you know? He brings a ton of energy. Let's push the pace here now. We got to go into this game with the mindset that we're going to win, okay? We're not going there to see what happens. We're going to go there to win. Just stay in the moment. That's the most important thing. And I think we got to go into this, guys, with the mindset that we're going to dictate the terms. If we bring the same game that we just brought, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. The effort's there and the execution is there.
For his teammates, winning a Stanley Cup for veteran defenseman Ron Hainsey had become a rallying point. Hainsey was appearing in his first playoffs after nearly 16 professional seasons.
In Ronnie's case, a guy who's been through a lot, played a long time, and for him to be in this position, we'd love to be able to get it for him, and I'm sure he's excited for the opportunity. So it's not just another game. I think we all understand that, but you've got to approach it the same way you usually do and give ourselves a chance to get it done.
Even with the cup in the building, the Penguins' locker room was business as usual.
You know, it's a quiet locker room. Guys were looking forward to the challenge. I think we saw it as a great opportunity to win the series.
That was the great thing about this team, all the experience they have. So I think, you know, that was kind of a calming thing for the younger guys who haven't been through it before, knowing that these guys have won championships before.
Come on, 87, what do you say, babe? Same way, huh?
When the cup is in the house, your finish line is right there, you know, and you get a different level of hunger.
Tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins with a chance to clinch the series and once again reign as Stanley Cup champions.
Right from the puck drop, both teams elevated their play to the next level.
We got the sense early on it was going to be low scoring. Both goalies were locked in. They were making great saves at both ends of the rink. Both teams were competing extremely hard. There was no room out there.
Stepping to it, Hornquist trying to pull to the front. The save made by Rini. Rebound up front on. Edwin could not get it through.
We approached that game knowing that we wanted to not let this opportunity slip away.
Come on, we got to be ready.
Good job, boys. Good job, boys.
Once you can dictate the way that the series is being played, you usually have the upper hand. You're usually getting the bounces.
And that is one.
Nashville Predators!
Early in the second period, momentum appeared to shift towards the home team.
What a save made by Matt Murray. Now it's Forsberg. Save made by and the arms of the referee are up.
That's the human element of the game. When you're over the course of an 82-game schedule plus the playoffs, teams end up on both sides of those. We've ended up on both sides of it. Nashville has as well.
The referee is instructed that when he loses sight of the puck, to blow the whistle.
The whistle had gone. We have no goal.
You're back at 0-0. You don't really ask questions why or how come. You just go out there and understand that, you know, you have another chance. You have to step up and take that momentum away from the crowd.
I blew the whistle. I lost sight of the puck. I got he had it. So you can still move. I can't count it a goal if I blew the whistle.
It definitely helps you as a team. You kind of see it as a positive, as a good sign for the rest of the game, and you get confidence from it.
Go, go, go.
With the score knotted at 0, every play was crucial.
Penguins in the midst of a change. Sisson's moving on in. Save made by Murray.
Every little thing is so important. Every little wall play, every little battle, every little play at the blue line. They're amplified that much more when the game is 0-0.
We're starting to take it over. Let's keep playing in their face.
You know the consequence of every play and the consequence that could be there if you do or don't make the right play.
Come on, boys, keep going.
You could see how every single guy in our team was buying in, making the right play.
We all knew we just got to stay with it. It just felt like we were going to get it done.
And that's it. 2 periods of play have been played.
Let's just stay the course. We had some pretty good chances. We know it's going to be a close game. Let's stay with it here.
We talked about it early on in the locker room that we just had to keep it close. If we could keep this into a 0-0 tie going into the third, I think everyone would have took that.
Because it can be clinched, the Stanley Cup is in the house, but under lock and key. Does the cup go back to Pittsburgh with the Penguins or with NHL security? Come on, boys!
The longer it dragged out, I think we were confident that we were able to stick with it and hopefully at the end of the day be on the right side of things.
They had a lot of chances. You could tell that they were kind of getting frustrated by not being able to score, and you're just going to get one put in the back of the net.
With under 2 minutes to play, any player at any moment could be the hero. For Pittsburgh, it was a player that spent his first 6 seasons with the Nashville Predators.
Kunitz to the outside, got it back to Schultz, and a shot went wide. Rebound off the boards. They score!
It's kind of a cool feeling to have your back turned to the play, but see the expressions and the exuberance from our bench scoring the goal, knowing that we had just scored one.
Come on, baby! Woo! Attaboy, Horny!
When Horny scored that goal that late in the period, after having gone through all the penalty kills that we had to go through to keep the game at 0-0, it was a huge lift for our bench.
Let's go, White! Let's go!
Everybody was celebrating, and Horny was just sitting on the bench, looked whiter than a ghost, and I was like, "You okay, buddy?" He's like, "You gotta put somebody else on. Like, my emotions are too high. I can't go out there right now."
And so we are in the most dramatic of circumstances, down to the most dramatic of moments.
Let's go, boys! Let's finish it!
That was the most exciting thing, is that we only had to protect that lead for a minute and a half.
We got to jump these guys.
Finish him! Finish him!
I had a good feeling all game. I was thinking I was going to get one, and that last shift that I jumped on the ice, I was hoping for a good bounce.
He scores!
Skated as hard as I could. Then when I was in the crease, I just slapped that in.
Hagelin with 13.6 to go, and the Penguins celebrated the bench.
Attaboy, Haggy! Right up, right up, right up!
Subban, one more try, deflected over the net, and the Pittsburgh Penguins again are the Stanley Cup champions.
And you can tell your ma, you can tell your pa, I'm going to send you back to Arkansas. Stanley Cup champions 2017.
Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Captain Sidney Crosby, it's your honor to hoist the Stanley Cup.
Ron Hainsey, over 900 games without ever making the playoffs, and in his first playoff year, he's won the Stanley Cup.
Probably keep that in the back of our mind if we did get around to winning, and thought it'd be really nice to be able to give it to him. So, not bad. He's basically been in one playoff run, and he's 1 for 1, so he made it count.
You sort of flash back on your whole career, and everybody that helped you along the way comes into your mind, and you can't describe it, man.
Feels better, when you contribute. I try to make myself remember about those first 2 rounds, and it was a better feeling.
Yeah, that was, one of the best moments of my hockey career. He didn't have to hand it to me. I'm a rookie still, and I was probably supposed to get it, one of the dead last guys to get it. And that means, it means everything to me. That was a really special moment for me, and just a really cool thing for him to do.
Wanted to be out there, wanted to lift it with the guys. It makes this a little bit more bearable for sure.
When you finally get a hold of that thing, it's special, and a lot of hard work is put in to get that.
Thank you, boys. You guys are the best. It's an amazing day here in the city of Pittsburgh. What a 50th anniversary season this has been.
The parade really exemplifies what it means to the city and winning, and we have fans who are 70, you have fans who are 4, 5, and 6. We're pretty special for being players to play in this town.
It's quite a city. It's an unbelievable sports town. Thank you.
I can't believe we're doing this again. It's like crazy.
know everybody talked about Nashville through those finals, but they've got nothing on Pittsburgh, I'll tell you that. And our fans believe that.
You know, Pittsburgh is such a unique sports town. It's a major league sports town. And I don't know that I've been in a city that has a fan base as enthusiastic and energetic as this group of fans here in Pittsburgh.
We thank you guys from the bottom of our heart for all the support that we get all throughout the course of this year. This team's been through a lot, and you guys have been there every step of the way. And I wonder if we could repeat, or three-peat, should I say. Thank you very much.